All right, so without further ado,
we got a guest coming in. Brother by the name of Troy Youngblood.
Troy Youngblood, yes, sir.
He is in the process of trying to open up a business in Mount Vernon, and has gotten pushback. And we will have him fill you in. First, let me give you a first time appearance round of applause.
Yes, sir.
So, there is a building across the street from Advance Auto?
Is it Advance Auto?
Advance Auto. And I know y'all have seen a sign if you drove down Sanford Boulevard. It says Sanford Liquors coming soon.
That sign has been there for...
You got to pull the mic up to you. And
okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
That sign has been there for a year and a half. And we were denied our liquor license based on a protest from the 5 closest liquor stores in Mount Vernon. And the State Liquor Authority has honored their protest. We went through all the necessary channels, from appealing to go to the state Supreme Court, and we were denied. Our last denial was about 3 weeks ago. And the truth be said, that there's $15 million in liquor sales being made within a mile of my store. Okay?
Wow.
There's only one liquor store in the city of Mount Vernon. There's about 8 to 10 liquor stores. There's only one liquor store that's black owned, and that's on East Lincoln. And so
is the black owner? I didn't know that was black owned.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
And is it? He said on East Lincoln.
Yeah, apricots, honey.
Yeah,
honey
they're not
apricots.
part of that. They're not part of the thing.
No, they're not.
Right.
Okay, so they're not.
So the protesting liquor stores is Fairway. That's not even in Mount Vernon.
That's in Pella Manor in the Dave and Buster parking lot.
Right.
There you go. Then you have Butchie's on 2nd Street and 4th Avenue. You have Colonial, that's on Sanford Boulevard and Columbus. And then you have 2 liquor stores on 3rd Street. You have Rico's, which is on 3rd Street at about 10th Avenue. And then you have Liquor Rush that's on 3rd Street in Columbus. All those stores have conspired to keep us out.
Okay, so are any of these store owners black or Mount Vernon residents?
None of them are black, and most of them are not Mount Vernon residents.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Particularly the real competition comes from Colonial, that's on Sanford and Columbus. Not only are they not from Mount Vernon, but the ownership is not even from the state of New York.
Wow.
So what I'm doing is I'm calling on the local public to boycott those stores. Okay, we're not going to do anything that's energetic. We don't want to have it set up where we stand in front of these stores and protest. Logic says that when you put a bunch of black males together, it's almost like it's a target for police to try to become brutal against us. So I'm trying to imitate Dr. King's approach when he created the bus boycott in 1955, to do it more passive, to just spend your dollars elsewhere. Every time the local population in Mount Vernon or in southern Westchester spends a dime there, you're basically supporting institutionalized racism and corruption.
Wow.
If these stores have taken a stance against me, I'm asking the public to take a stand against them. Just spend your money elsewhere.
Where would they go? I'm sorry.
Okay, there's other stores. They can go on the other side of Mount
They
Vernon.
go to Apricots and Honey.
There you go.
Don't listen.
And that's black owned.
And that's black owned. Don't shop in these liquor stores.
All you gotta do is go across White Plains Road in the Bronx.
That's it.
And I'm sure New Rochelle has a few.
Okay.
Now, brother,
Yonkers has a few.
Are you born and raised in Mount Vernon?
No, I'm not. I'm originally from Harlem.
Okay, and how long you been living in Mount Vernon?
15 years.
15 years. Okay, great. So, but
you're a taxpayer. You're
a
Mount Vernon
taxpayer.
resident.
I've been paying taxes for 15 years.
Exactly.
And so, therefore, I paid my dues to be here. I wasn't.
Exactly.
I didn't come here by being born. Every day that.
Wait, is there a liquor store in Prospect? Because I'm getting a few people saying the liquor store in Prospect
Was
just
sold.
changed ownership to
Koreans. Oh, thank you, Kilo.
Yes. But they haven't protested us because the State Liquor Authority takes the 4 closest liquor stores, and literally it's 5 liquor stores, and so they honored their protest. When I think it's a front against the free enterprise system. Where if you built a better mousetrap, you should be given an opportunity to present your case and let the public decide. You know, I believe that the State Liquor Authority is overreaching and they're too powerful.
Well, let me for the naysayers, for devil's advocate, So why does Mount Vernon need another liquor store? And what will your liquor store bring us that we don't have any other ones?
Okay, first of all, we have a superior branding. We're located at 111 East Sanford Boulevard. Okay, and we're using Red Fox as our logo.
But play on Sanford? Okay.
There's Sanford and Son versus Sanford Boulevard. So we automatically become a tourist attraction. So we just don't become just any other liquor store. You open your show using Malcolm X. You open it and end your show using Malcolm X. But Malcolm X had a phrase, by any means necessary. Okay? This whole Sanford project is going to lead to 100 full-time jobs. And so by any means necessary. You have two of the protesting liquor stores. They're nothing more than glorified crack houses. Butchie's on 4th Avenue is behind bulletproof glass. They're afraid of the people. Do nothing for the community. Liquor Rush on 3rd Street, again, afraid of the community. Okay? We're using alcohol as an economic engine and a driving force to create jobs. Okay? And then, being that I'm from Harlem, you raised the question. In Harlem, they have a lot of fish and chip restaurants. And so Seafood Soul is, we're going to put a restaurant right next to the liquor store. And we're going to parlay the Sanford's name. We're using Red Fox the same way KFC uses Colonel Sanders. We're going to brand this, and our test case is Mount Vernon. But this will eventually be a Wall Street concern, where all parties involved can invest in. Apple, Microsoft, they all had to start from someplace.
Right.
But we're being blocked from on high from the state authority. So I'm here telling everyone to boycott these local stores. And we're calling ourselves Operation Backfire, where the state liquor authority has allowed these stores to protest us. So we're telling the community, the buying public, to stay away from said stores. Then we also have a challenge against the state liquor authority. We believe that they're just too powerful. And when something is too big, it opens the door for corruption. And when you go to the hearing, I went to the hearing, it's in Harlem on 125th Street. You have one or two judges who are making a decision for the entire state of New York. We all know, I just turned 50 last month. We all remember AT&T when they were very powerful. Marbell. They were so powerful that they stifled innovation. Once the phone company was broken up,
to a bunch of baby bells, yeah.
There you go. Once they broke it up in the mid-'80s, it produces what we see now, the internet. Cell phones, GPSs. Okay, once something is too big and too strong, so the state liquor authority, I propose that they should be broken up into regional, just like how you said baby bells. They should be broken up regionally. The people that made decisions on whether or not I should be open or not never set foot in Mount Vernon. They can't make a decision. It's like watching a football game. The referee's making a call, but he did not see the actual play. So my challenge is this. For those who are politically inclined.
Sound like the LeBron James, Kevin Durant call.
There you go. There you go. So right there, life imitates art. Okay? So what I'm simply saying is, for those of us who are politically inclined, Mount Vernon is a Democrat city. Okay? We have a Democrat sitting in the county executive position, as well as a Democrat that's sitting in the state house. Okay? Every November you ask us to vote, we vote. They say that the Republicans never even request the black vote, and the Democrats seem to take our vote for granted. Now, to prove that statement, you have Governor Cuomo. The state liquor authority is that the state. We lost our hearing with the state liquor authority. We lost our case with the state Supreme Court. Now I appeal to the voting public, particularly the people of color, to talk to the governor. He doesn't have to come down here, but he can send a representative. They can overturn this negative decision. There are 100 full-time jobs that lays in a balance. Okay, this wouldn't cost the state of New York one dime. Okay, this is an investment that I put in. And we got a little bit of press from the Journal News.
Yeah, I'm reading that now, actually.
Yes.
And Brenda posted it for everybody to read.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. She's a godsend. And so, therefore, we got some press, but I come to the black press. This is the first place where I feel like my voice can be heard. And there are 400,000 black people in southern Westchester alone. Okay? And the plight of the excuse that the liquor authority used was they're saying there's too many liquor stores in Mount Vernon. You know, But that just doesn't make sense, you know. And I'm just concerned.
Well, can somebody say too many churches in Mount Vernon, and we can make a state? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I digress.
You know what?
I digress.
I want to make this clear before, you know, I mean, there's always distractors, right? I mean, we have to look at it. It's bigger than just liquor stores. I mean, everybody has a right to do whatever business that they want to do. But I think when you have, I am appalled, and every black person should be appalled, because, you know, this is what I'm saying. This goes back to what I was saying before about the dysfunction of the city. We have allowed other people that have no interest in black people, no interest in the day-to-day operation of the city, but they want to suck the money blood out of the city. So when now a young black man comes around and says, "Look, all right, there's 4 or 5 liquor stores, so hey, I want to open up a liquor store too, right?" And then these liquor stores, you know, fight him from opening up a liquor store instead of just allowing him to open up and make the best man win, you know. But see, and that's the problem, you know. But we will go like fools and we will spend our money, you know, to these liquor stores, and they'll take that money and empower other communities, right? And they don't give a shit.
That's
and they don't give a shit about our communities.
And they don't put in,
you know,
reinvest
Yep.
anything.
right? They don't reimburse us. They're not
Invest,
donating to nothing. You know, a kid get murdered. You don't hear nothing from these stores, right? You don't hear nothing from them. So it's bigger. So when we sit and we try to you know, make fun or try to dismiss the argument that this brother's saying, "Oh man, it's a liquor store," it's bigger than that. You know, it's black people having businesses. It's black people being able to have a business, and also, you know, I mean, you know, I think Black Westchester, we're going to get on it because we're going to call the liquor authority. It's like, you know, not only, you know, this is racist, you know, and we're going to quote whatever you got to say. We're going to quote you, but we're going to want to quote you made a racist decision. You allowed others to make a decision on a black man trying to have a business without even proper investigating, you know, what's going on. So you know, and basically, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the liquor authority is a racist body for even doing this, and Fairway should be ashamed.
They shouldn't have nothing to do with what goes on in Mount Vernon.
And the National Office of Fairway should be called, you know, because they're stopping black businesses, and they're not even in Mount Vernon. Exactly.
See, they want to take the money out of Mount Vernon, but they want to be outside the border of Mount Vernon, so they can say, "Well, we're not in Mount Vernon." You know.
But Roberta Apuzzo, she wrote a letter.
Well, I'm getting ready to.
Opposing it?
And that's what I wanted. I wanted to get clear because I got to give Marcus Griffin props if this is right. According to a letter, this is the Journal News article in February. According to the letter signed by Councilman Marcus Griffin, the City Council practice of sending opposition form letters to the State Liquor Authority for new liquor licenses due to past approval of stores with bulletproof cashier windows that provide a lower class service to our residents. But Griffin wrote that Youngblood's outreach to the City Council has led for the City Council to discontinue their summary opposition to new liquor applications. Currently, applications are invited to meet with the City Council before the body sends a letter to support or objection. Now, this is the interesting. Now that we've studied Youngblood's application, Mount Vernon officials are saying that Sanford wines and spirits would be an attraction because of its association with situation comedy. We have been presented with a themed store that we think has potential for local, national, and an international draw, Griffith wrote in his letter submitted by Sanford to the court. And according to court papers, Youngblood invested $60,000 of his own money and borrowed $89,000 to prepare for the store opening. Now, did the whole with the council for? It seems like Marcus Griffin was for you. Was the council collectively in favor of this?
Okay, we have a two-pronged answer there.
Okay.
At first, there was a form letter that was created.
Hold on all calls. Give me a few minutes before and call back. Go ahead.
Okay. There was a form letter that was created that the State Liquor Authority carried a lot of weight to. Okay, I understand that that letter was consistent with every single applicant that applied for a liquor store. But I was the only applicant that met with the city council because the state liquor authority used it as like a hammer, one of the hammers to deny my license. But it was always a state issue. Once I met with the city council, I have to admit that it was a little frustrating in the beginning, but a couple of critical members did step up. They wrote a much more favorable letter. Then when I appealed in that October, the state liquor authority just poo-pooed it like it was nothing. When it was against me, when the letter was against me, it was as if it was the OJ knife or something like that. But then once we had this new letter, they dismissed it as if it meant nothing. So now, when we went to the state Supreme Court, we were using a term called Article 68. Excuse me, Article 78.
78.
Okay, and that's a term arbitrary and capricious, and we brought that up. My lawyer made an excellent case, showed all the flaws in their argument, and yet they still denied us. Therefore, the problem begins and ends with the state. That's why the onus was always on Governor Cuomo to step in. He has to step in and overrule. These are 100 jobs in the balance, 100 full-time jobs, dozens of part-time jobs, and he's fiddling while Rome is burning. Okay? I come here to plead for help. Right now, I told everyone this is a Hail Mary pass. We didn't get justice in the court system, but now we're trying to get justice from the court of public opinion. The first step in the whole game plan is to stop supporting those liquor stores. Then you use your vote as leverage in November. If Governor Cuomo is worthy of your vote, if you vote the straight Democratic ticket, then you have to have Governor Cuomo or someone from his office come in and overrule this negative decision. Then they have to
pull the mic a little bit closer,
and they have to overrule this negative decision. Okay, so somebody from his office has to come down because that's where it lays now. Okay, he can't be a figurehead. He has to weigh in on this issue. And I understand that there are powerful people who listen to your show. Some people have been on your show. That they can reach out to the governor, or they can come down to my liquor store and they can see my business plan. I'm located at 111 East Sanford Boulevard. You can come anytime. The store is already fully built out, and we're waiting to stock it with alcohol. Okay, it's going to be a revenue producer. And as I took the temperature of the community, my original game plan was to hire half the people, half the work population would be from Mount Vernon, and then the other half could be from everyone else. But when I was circulating the petition, on my 49th birthday was the first day of my petition, April 27th, 2017. I got to know the people, and I revamped my game plan, and I determined that I was going to have 90%, a minimum of 90% of the people from Mount Vernon to at least give them a chance at some employment.
Well,
Okay?
let me ask you two questions. I want to talk about the 100, because I know they see your storefront and they be like 100 jobs. It don't look like 100 people could work in there. So how's that possible? And also, what you brought up earlier, someone just sent me, actually Brenda sent an excerpt from the article. The board members cited a letter from City Council President Roberto Apuzzo as the reason for their denial. The board members also told applicant Troy Youngblood that it's rare for a City Council President to write the state liquor authority in opposition to an application. So I wanted you to speak on that, and then the 100 jobs.
Okay, the rarity, but if it's a form letter, how could it be rare? If it's a consistent form letter, if you did your homework and you could see, because my lawyers, I have a team of lawyers, and we looked over the form letters that were created from maybe the last 4 or 5 applicants. It's the same exact letter that has been written, okay? So
But in letter in opposition? Or?
Yes, letter in
Okay,
opposition.
because you're saying it's rare for
Yeah.
them to send a letter of opposition. Okay.
But yet I knew that that letter was consistent. But when we went to the State Liquor Authority, they claimed it was rare, but that was as common as breathing. So right there, that was a pretext. Okay? And so the 100 jobs is the entire project that's 100 jobs. The liquor store may produce anywhere between 10 to 15 jobs because there'll be 2 shifts, and we'll be delivering the alcohol as well. But then
wait. You can have alcohol delivered? You can call up and have it delivered?
Shoot.
Yeah, let me get it.
Would you deliver the booster?
Let me
will deliver.
Let me get some Hennessy and then some Ciroc
little bit
on
of
South
Patron.
7th Avenue.
Thank you. And so we built a better mousetrap. But then the store right next to it, which is a parking lot right there, what we're going to do is the liquor store that I have now is 1,650 square feet. The proposed restaurant is going to be 3,000 square feet, and we're going to take the parking lot, and that's going to be turned into a sidewalk cafe in the spring and summertime.
So where will people
Don't
park?
you need parking, though?
So where will people park?
No,
Right.
it's street parking, okay, and then the street parking area. But we're going to use that, and that's going to be our hook in the fact that a sidewalk cafe, and so in essence, it gives us a uniqueness right there. It brings the people in. The sales tax revenue alone is a driving force, because if the Colonial can generate $5 million a year,
$5 million.
they generate.
Which one is
$5 million.
Colonial?
Colonial is on Sanford Boulevard in Columbus.
Well, that's
And-
why they don't want you there. Okay.
Exactly. They're scared to death. The numbers are there. Mount Vernon is 4.4 square miles. The population is 70,000 people. 60% of the population is African American, which represents 42,000 African Americans. Okay, and the majority of them are on the south side of Mount Vernon. So when we did our homework and we did our business model, we knew that we were going into the sweet zone. Okay, we knew that we would face opposition, but we didn't think it would be like this. Nothing on paper denies me the liquor license. Nothing in my background. My finances are strong. I have a business mind. I'm a business consultant. I've advised businesses to get in, but I chose to invest my money because I saw that this was the best target that I could go for. And then this is also fulfillment that, once you see an opportunity, hey, you go for it. And so the restaurant itself could employ anywhere between 30 to 40 people per shift. Okay? And so we'll have wait staff, we'll have everything. So in essence, we'll be full service, and then we'll have another store right next to it. It'll be a sweet shop. So we got 100 full-time jobs that we're paying real money. And then there'll be dozens of part-time jobs for people who have jobs already, but they're just simply underemployed. Now, every time for those who choose to ignore this boycott and choose to go there, well, you ask Colonial for a job. None of their employees live in Westchester County. So if you choose to still spend there, you ask them for a job and see if they give you a job.
But so people are going to be able to buy a bottle of liquor and then go sit down and drink out there, hanging out. That sounds a little bit crazy.
No. Okay. A liquor store is this. A liquor store has rules. Okay, when you have a retail liquor store, you can't provide a place for people to sit. They must buy and go.
Okay.
Okay. Now, a bar or a restaurant can't buy anything to go. You must sit there and consume it. So there are different rules for each one. But we're going to use the same name, brand it out, and we're going to use the business model throughout the country. So that's basically how it is. So it'll be one entity, but there'll be two separate rules based on the restaurant and the liquor store. Some people may just want to buy and go, while others may want to sit down and have a level of fine dining.
Well, and it's when you talk about every time you spend $1 at Colonial or wherever, there's a saying that I keep seeing everywhere. Every dollar you spend or don't spend is a vote you cast for the world that you want.
Thank you. Very well said.
It wasn't by me. It's credited to L.N. Smith.
He said it wasn't by me. He was saying it like he was dropping some super knowledge.
in his book, Survive Over Disney 2011. That's who's credited
Plus,
for.
you have to reinvest in your community. Most businesses that do business in the black community are not black owned. It's almost like they just take the money out.
So wait, let me stop you. So you got a couple of people that said, sounds great, Troy. And that person also said, keep speaking into the mic again.
Okay.
But he said, which leads to a text that I received. This guy needs an article in the Black Westchester paper on the front page.
I was thinking he should buy a whole page ad.
God bless him. And we hinted at that. And that
I got a text saying, what I got to do to be on the front page? I did get that text.
Thank you. And that's what we need. We need to bring attention to the buying public, because you vote with your dollars. If we can't get justice within a court system, then we're going to have to use dollar diplomacy. The blueprint was laid out by Dr. King. He did it over an entire city. These 5 liquor stores should be nothing. Okay? It should be easy pickings, and then we need to talk to our politicians.
You got another question real quick, and this is from Louise Cherico. She says, so no liquor license for the restaurant?
Everything was bet. The biggest bet I placed was on the liquor store. Okay, and so I was going to use the liquor store as a cash cow to finance the restaurant. Okay, I didn't think I would face this type of resistance. So the biggest bets were placed for the liquor store, and knowing that how huge this market was, that was going to finance the liquor store. I didn't think I would face this type of resistance. So when I'm being blocked, it just creates a whole gridlock situation.
Why don't you do what a lot of other people do? I mean, somebody said put him on the front page, but you should get a whole page ad.
And that's what
in the paper and expressing everything that's going on.
Just so you know, he's contacted me about the price for the full page. He's contacted me already.
Thank you. And
he already has the ad rates.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so cool. See, I'm trying to help you. You know out. You know,
I appreciate that. Always trying to generate revenue.
We may have to do a series of them, not just one page.
No problem. Now, listen. I want to, in the fairness of time, what I want to do, I want to give you so people listening that want to support you in whatever way, how do they contact you? Is there a Facebook page? Is there an email? Is there social media? Who they contact?
I can give you my cell phone number, 914-523-7455.
One more time.
914-523-7455.
So, and that's for people that want to, because a couple of people are saying it sounds like a good idea. They sound like
people are saying boycott.
People are saying boycott. My brother T, he said something, but he left us saying, he's getting ready for the Cavs game. But before that,
somebody said, "You got my help, brother."
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, a couple of people said that.
Yeah.
So they're showing support. There's some people that are actually interested. And Lat George said that's dope, Marcus. When I read about what Marcus wrote, so I'm giving him props.
He stepped up. He stepped up.
I'm giving him credit where credit is due.
It was a little frustrating dealing with the city council because it seemed like they didn't understand my business plan. They had a different issue that caused me to lose it a little bit. You know, they were using an argument of morality, and I just felt like that was not a viable argument in this day and age, that another liquor store in Mount Vernon. So some of the city council members who did oppose it, some of them are no longer on the city council. There's others who I'm not going to be in their Christmas list either, but I had to speak my mind because I invested too much. Everything that you've heard in that ad, as far as what I spent, it was an underreport. You know, I've spent much more than that because I'm not scared to spend money.
It said, is there an email that you can be reached at or something?
Yes, you can email me at troy@thaiassociates.com. My primary business is I'm an income tax preparer. I've been an income tax preparer for 23 years. You can be reached at troy@tyassociates.com. You can send that. And then we also have some websites that we have, but they're under wraps. We didn't want to release the Sanford's website until we actually were in business. So I have a web designer who is working on the sites and filling it with content.
We need to get you some social media too.
Yeah, I'm behind the times there.
We need to get you some social media.
So
Facebook,
that's why,
because the rest it needs a Facebook page at least. Go ahead.
I want to say, everybody that's listening, that supports this brother and supports what he's saying, you could call the New York State Liquor Authority. It's 518-474-3114.
And go to your next city council meeting and say you're in support of it.
Yeah, and 518-474-3114. And the question is, why are you keeping black liquor stores out of a black community? And that's the question. Yeah, you want to know. That's the question. You want to know why. Why are you fighting black businesses? Black liquor businesses.
What's that number again?
In black, it's 518-474. Right. 3114. Or they have the council's office. Right. 518-474. Oh, it's the same. It's the same one. 3114. Yep.
Let me interject. This is a state-run agency, so it's over the head of the city council. The state liquor authority is against it, so we should go to the state.
No, this is the state number.
But the Governor Cuomo in his office okay, they're already against it. You can do that, but
Right.
our target should be Governor Cuomo.
Oh, okay. That's not a problem. Here's Governor Cuomo's number.
Thank you.
Let me
He
see.
is good.
It's not, you know, it ain't a problem.
Well, what are you gonna do if they say absolutely no after you invested all that money? What are you gonna do with the?
Okay, we have a bunch of Plan B businesses. Right now, I have a chess club that's going in now. So if you go by 111 East Sanford Boulevard, you can see a sign. Chess club. We may put some other retail location there.
Would you still do the restaurant if you can't do the liquor
The
store?
restaurant was too cost prohibitive. I cannot do the liquor. I cannot do the restaurant. At least not now. I've been scouting out other locations for other businesses on Sanford Boulevard. I'm in works of talking with some, and I have some architects and some contractors that are looking at other businesses, that we're not just a liquor store person, but I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Good for you.
And I'm bullish on the boulevard. I think Sanford Boulevard.
Yay! Good for you.
I think Sanford Boulevard is an excellent corridor, and I see nothing but good things on Sanford Boulevard from the beginning to the end.
And another listener said, well, one said, the same person, if it isn't black, it's whack. Shut them all
Thank
down
you.
to the liquor stores, and we must back our own who pay city tax.
I love it. I love it. How DMX says it. Stop, drop, shut them down.
Open up shop. Yeah.
This is what we're talking about. Darkman X. You know, our
There you
money,
go.
dollar diplomacy. Let's show them that our power. You know, they're here for our money because they don't care about us. They only want you for your money. I live in Mount Vernon.
Absolutely. I know we're coming to the end of the show soon. I want to thank you for coming. I definitely wanted to follow up on Black Westchester in the paper and on the website.
Yes.
And we're going to look into the situation and make a few phone calls and see if we can get some answers on why, you know, if there's a reason for it other than, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
But they do that. The liquor authority does do that. If several other liquor stores say, "Oh, it's too close to our proximity, it's going to hurt our business," they deny them, because that used to happen when I was in the council in Yonkers.
But
Didn't
I've
a
seen
new
it
liquor store
happen.
just open up on Gramerton
yes, but here's
in the
thing.
time that you've been trying to open?
Yeah, about 2 liquor stores opened up in a time, but they're very small. And I'm a mile
So
away from all the liquor stores.
But
I'm-
how are they not on Gramerton? How are they not a threat to anybody else? Because they'll stop everybody from that side of town from coming to that side of town and take that money away from them.
What happens is this. I'm a mile away from all the competitors except for Colonial. I'm a half a mile. Now, if you take the Mount Vernon population, it's 70,000 people in Mount Vernon. But if you go into the Bronx, the zip code is 10466. There's 70,000 people there as well. But they exist, that zip code exists over 2.0 square miles. So it's 70,000 people there, but you have 2 liquor stores that are across the street from each other on White Plains Road. If you go to 241st and White Plains Road, there are 2 liquor stores that are diagonal from each other. But yet I'm at least a half a mile from all the competitors, yet you're saying it's a state-run agency. Now, if you say territorial rights, when I did my research on a liquor store, the rules were that you couldn't be within 200 feet of a school or church. It did not declare a distance from one liquor store to the other. I would have never violated it. There was nothing in writing that said I could not open up a liquor store even across the street from another liquor store. There's nothing in writing. Had it been put in writing, and that's my argument. If you had an issue, put it in writing, and I would never violated it. You're using it as a judgment call. You know,
Yeah.
it's a challenge to the free enterprise system, and that's my challenge.
Well, I definitely applaud you. I definitely support you. I'm definitely going to.
That's right, brother.
We're gonna
Keep
look.
up the fight.
We're gonna look into this, and you know, we have to. We as black people, as black and brown people, we have to support our own businesses. We're the only communities, black and brown are the only communities where every other nationality can come into your community, make any money, do whatever they want, and then take the money back out of your community. Try opening up a store in Chinatown or Little Italy
That's
or
right.
something, and I guarantee you won't be there.
Thank
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So, but you can go to any black and brown community, open another liquor store, another bodega,
Another Chinese-
another Chinese food store,
food store.
another hair salon selling
Nail
weaves,
place.
nail place. You know, Koreans doing your nails and your feet. they can come through and then they take that money outside of your community. They don't invest anything in your community. They don't live in your community. You know what I'm saying? So they have no vested interest in your community. So they do. And you see that like on 4th Avenue, case in point. One of the biggest problems is those stores not cleaning up in front of their stores. And, you know, there's nothing for, like, when I was in Harlem, I had a shop in the Mart 125, across from the Apollo.
Yes.
We had to be open at a certain time. We had to keep the area in front of us clean. We had to do this. We had to do this. We had to do this.
Yes.
You went down 125th Street by 10 or 11. Every business was open. Every gate had to be up. You know what I'm saying? You go to 4th Avenue, you can have your gate down for 2 weeks and still the gate, you know, trash in front of it. There's no whatever. There's no what's conduct? What's it? Code of conduct? There's no. That's your favorite thing.
There's no code of conduct in the black community.
Right. So businesses can come in, do whatever they want, and then just leave, and they take the money out. So we're supporting those other communities when they don't have kids in our in their schools. They don't have no vested interest at all.
Thank you.
So, you know, anyway, I say in the brown and black community, we have to support our own, and really support our own, because, you know, if there's a black, I always said this, there's a black deli and a white-owned deli, and you go get a bag of Wise potato chips from the black deli and say it was open a little bit, you know, a little had slit, and your chips were flat. You would go back, you would give the black man grief, and you would tell everybody, don't buy the potato chips there because the chips are flat. But the white man, you would take that same bag, go, hey, my bag was flat, these are open, and you would gladly accept another bag, and you wouldn't have a problem, and you wouldn't badmouth that store, and you would continue to support that store.
Yes.
But that's what we do to each other in the black and brown communities.
Yes.
We have to support our own businesses, and then other people can't come in and do what they want.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? We need to reinvest our dollars. A black community is the only place where the black dollar doesn't regenerate itself, or doesn't recirculate itself. You know what I'm saying? In other communities, the dollar recirculates itself 10, 15 times.
I agree.
The black dollar goes in the black community, goes right back out a half an hour later.
And that's what
you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
That's what leads to the unemployment. We got to just address these issues. Unemployment, underemployment, okay, poverty. We got a winning formula for Mount Vernon, but the bureaucrats are blocking us, and we need help from the public. The buying public, you need to dollar diplomacy.
And if you have any comments, contact blackwestchester.com, blackwestchester@gmail.com, or leave us a comment on the website, or on the page, on the People Before Politics radio page, or the Black Westchester Facebook page, and we will address all of that. I thank the brother for coming. I respect your battle, your challenge.
Yes, sir, bro. Whatever we can do.
You know what I'm saying? And like Damon said, it's not even about another liquor store. It's about a black business from a black man who lives in Mount Vernon and is a taxpayer. You understand what I'm saying?
It goes deeper than that, yeah.
But this is the dysfunction of the city. I mean, this is the second black-owned business, right, that we have talked to, right, that's having problems with a black-governed city. You know, I mean, when you're talking about Library Square, which is taking on all that responsibility, you know, and giving back to the community, and they're having a problem with doing what they're supposed to do.
And black people are questioning them the way they wouldn't question any of those white developers.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. And it's crazy because, you know, after the forum, you know, I was just like, you know, some things that was coming out of some people's mouths that I thought, you know, I was just like, you know, I'm just embarrassed for my people, man. I'm embarrassed that we're just so caught up in a box that we don't see the big picture, you know, and what's going on, and when, you know, and even I can't think of his name, one of the partners, Marvin Church's wife, when she stood up and she.
Diana.
Yo, let me tell you something. What she said was so unique. She said, look, black communities are always used to subpar development, right?
Thank you.
And y'all are sitting here arguing, you know, about keeping a building up that has black mold and asbestos, right? And we wonder why our kids are falling behind school because of the issues. Because you have children growing up in buildings that are subpar. They're breathing in black mold. They're breathing in asbestos, and they're coming up with with learning problems because of the environment that they're growing up with. And those are studies that are facts. So we sit here and we continue to allow people that don't look like us give us subpar development and projects, but then we fight people that look like us that's giving us the high quality development projects and businesses. It's just straight up self fucking hate.
They beat up. They ask for more. They're more critical of Black Westchester than they are of Low HUD and News 12, who, and I have friends in both locations, but they primarily don't have our best interests at heart in this, and they're telling of the stories of us.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And you require more of us, and you ask us on a level that you won't even challenge them on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or the Mount Vernon Inquirer, no disrespect, because they gave us all their racks, the bottom of all their racks, which I still give them props.
Yes.
But it's owned by a white man that doesn't live in Mount Vernon. He lives in Pelham. I mean, no disrespect. He does a good job. He's been doing it for a while. And that's no disrespect to him. But you challenge us more than you challenge others. And then, it's just like it's self-hate. Like we don't support each other.
Yes.
Financially.
Yes.
And then when you do come, it's funny because a lot of white businesses and politicians said, what's the price? And have written checks. And I've had black politicians try to get full-page ad for a half-page price. You know what I'm saying? Or, yo, brother, can I get a hookup?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
But you don't ask Low HUD for a hookup.
Thank you.
When the black politicians, you don't go to Low HUD and say, yo, can I get a hookup? You know what I'm saying? You take that ad out.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, we have to support
You're a
each
black
other.
business too.
Huh? Yeah, black business. We have to support each other.
Thank you.
And then what'll happen is, me and Damon we'll hook up everybody we know, and then we won't be able to stay in business. And they'll be like, "Yo, what the hell happened to Black Westchester?"
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But, yeah, y'all didn't support it when it was out.
Thank you.
And there's been a couple of other black papers that have come out that y'all haven't supported. Well, that's our time, and we appreciate everybody for coming through. And as always, you could be doing anything else, but you decided to ride with us. So we greatly appreciate you. This is Black Westchester Presents the People Before Politics radio show on intermixradio.com. Until next week, peace. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow on WVOX 11 to 12, the Black Westchester Power Hour. Yeah.
Peace.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.